Washington will now lead us in a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
I need a motion and a second to adopt the agenda. I have a motion by Member Gray and I have a second by Member Perez. Any discussion? Please vote when your lights appear. And it passes unanimously. Let the record reflect that all board members are present. Board members, I'd like to go over the format of today's meeting. As a reminder, we're a nonpartisan board who believe that all children can be empowered to learn to succeed, and our decisions will be made with that understanding. Member Washington will now read the board guidelines.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As we begin this morning meeting, let me quickly review the format of our school board meetings. Please silence all electronic devices. There are speakers in the room behind me that allow board members to hear the meeting upon stepping away from the dais. This meeting can be viewed with closed caption on live webcast on cable TV and on video monitors here in the auditorium. It also can be viewed in closed caption in the online video archives.
Thank you, Member Washington. We will now go on to public comment. The board welcomes comments from citizens and values your input to the board. In order to provide the most comprehensive response to your comments, our staff will follow up with you and will keep our board informed about those responses. Our school board respects the public's right to speak to the board, and we appreciate you taking the time to be here. However, it is requested when you address the board, comments are not directed personally against a board member or staff member, but rather discussed at the issues. Any behavior intended to interrupt the orderly conduct of this meeting will not be allowed. Our civility policies in place. When addressing the board, please state your name and speak clearly into the microphone. This morning, each speaker will have 2 minutes. Reminder that your 2 minutes start when you begin speaking. When there are 30 seconds left, you'll see a yellow light on the lectern. A red light and a chime will indicate when your time is up. I'll now call up the first few speakers. If all the speakers can line up to the left, I would appreciate it. Public speakers. Yes, you may begin.
Should I wait until she passes them out? I'll just go. Okay. Good morning. My name is Danielle Eichmann, and I'm glad to be back here today. Thank you for your time and attention as we speak to you about transitioning Carrollwood Elementary to a K through 8. I'm here to follow up with you with some statistics to support about the support we have gained through this process. I have handed you a sheet of paper that has several statistics highlighted on it. I will be explaining some of them, and Alexis will be covering the rest. We know these numbers are important, and we ask that you continue to reference them after we leave today. While advocating for our neighborhood during the primary elections, we decided we could also get the word out about the Carrollwood K-8 initiative. We spent the day talking to neighbors and had a petition for them to sign if they were in favor of the transition. We received several hundred signatures. We also received over 200 additional online. Last week, we presented this petition at a staff meeting where the classroom teachers were present. We received signatures from 32 of the 34 classroom teachers on the spot. Additionally, we have petition signatures from our principal, assistant principal, guidance counselor, several ESC teachers, speech therapists, paraprofessionals, and more. The point is we have the support. We have the teacher buy-in, administrative buy-in, parent buy-in, community buy-in, and student buy-in. All we need is the school board buy-in. Superintendent Davis and school board members, thank you again for what you do for our community. Please listen to our plea and put this on your agenda to vote. We need Carrollwood to be a K-8 for this upcoming school year. Our community is losing students weekly to other K-8 options as we get closer to the end of the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Alexis Frugier. I'm a middle school history teacher, a parent of 2, and currently serve as PTA president at Carrollwood Elementary. Thank you for your time this morning. We have learned in meetings with several of you the diversity of Carrollwood is greater than most people realize. I want to expand on one of our greatest assets, our socioeconomic and demographic diversity. We understand that during the redistricting process, you want to ensure that recommended boundaries reflect the diversity of our county, and Carrollwood does just that. As the graphic indicates, Carrollwood is equal parts Hispanic and white at about 40% each, followed by multiracial, Black, and Asian. Carrollwood currently serves 71 ELL students in which English is not their primary first home language. Approximately 50% of our students are economically disadvantaged. Our OWL program services 40 of these students who have been identified as needing extra support with food and school expenses. The continuity of these resources that our families receive is crucial, and offering these same services through 8th grade would be invaluable to our families. Shifting the focus now to student retention in our school. Even though Carrollwood is an A-rated school with a long-standing, thriving community reputation, it is still experiencing higher than normal withdrawal rates. Between August 10th and November 16th of this year, 120 students withdrew from Carrollwood. Of the students that stayed within our school boundaries, 3 chose homeschool, 1 virtual, 13 private school, and 24 chose the K-8 model. Parents are seeking alternatives to the traditional middle school model as evidenced in our data. I know this from firsthand experience as both a parent of a middle school student and a middle school teacher. Carrollwood families are willing to leave a school they admittingly love to secure a smaller middle school option. Some have even expressed they will return if this initiative moves forward. Let's provide parents the middle school options they desire, as well as keep our FTE dollars in our local public schools.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, school members, school board members. My name is Ana Aloisi. I am a Carrollwood Elementary mom, mental health counselor, and family therapist in our community. I'm also the past president of the Suncoast Mental Health Counselors Association. In past hearings, other Carrollwood Elementary parents have spoken about the financial and academic benefits that the K-8 initiative can bring to our community. I'm here to speak about the mental health benefits that K-8 models have for children and their families. More than ever, we need to be mindful of how stressful transitions affect families and youth. The American Academy of Pediatrics declared a national emergency in child and adolescent mental health. Last December, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy issued an advisory on protecting youth's mental health. A publication by Hanover Research revised studies on the relationships between K-8 models and social emotional outcomes. The researchers found out that students who attend K-8 schools exhibit better self-esteem and positive self-perception than peers from traditional middle schools. They are more likely to feel a sense of belonging and have fewer distractions that interfere with learning. And they have lower rates of disciplinary infractions and lower dropout rates. A study published by the Middle School Journal found that students who attend K-8 schools had an increased level of psychological stability and perform at higher cognitive levels. A publication by the Phi Delta Kappa Educational Foundation found out that K-8 models provide older siblings the opportunity to be protectors, tutors, and role models for their younger siblings. I ask you to please consider supporting Carrollwood Elementary's K-8 initiative. By providing your support, you're contributing to a stronger community for Carrollwood and ultimately Hillsborough County.
Thank you very much. Next
Thank you
speaker,
for your
please.
time.
Hello, my name is Tanvi Perez. Thank you for having me today. My family lives in this community and I went to Carrollwood Elementary School. My family continues to support our neighborhood school with generous donations through the ACE Endowment Fund and Patel Family Foundation. We love this school. After Carewood Elementary, I was lucky enough to go to a private school, Berkeley Preparatory. Some of my friends and family were not given an opportunity to attend a K-8 environment, and I saw some of the problems they faced. I'm a mother of 2 boys and a part-time teacher assistant at St. Lawrence Catholic School. My older son is in 8th grade and my younger son is in 5th grade. I see the joy that they share with their friends that they have had since pre-K. They do not have to make new friends. It is less stressful for them. The education is amazing and the community is very strong. I would like the Carrollwood community to have the same feeling that I have for my children's education. Transitioning to a K-8 will provide mental stability for the students. It is needed. It is very stressful to go to a new school. The cost of private school may be too high. There may be more driving. The students deserve to stay together. It is a win-win situation for the community, and Carrollwood Elementary has space for it. Please let me be the example of a very happy mother. My children love their K-8, and I want other families to feel the benefits.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, Superintendent Davis and school board members. My name is Beckham Pilaro, and I'm a 7th grader at Walker Middle Magnet. I attended Carrollwood Elementary from kindergarten through 5th grade. I have 3 other brothers who have also attended Carrollwood. One is a 5th grader there now. My family and I represent the almost 50% of Hispanic students that currently attend Carrollwood. This issue is not about race, it's about community. My parents, aunts, and uncles graduated from the Hillsborough County Public School System. So did my grandfather. Go Lions. During the pandemic, my parents considered homeschooling me, but when asked if that's what I wanted, I said no, because I did not want to miss out on my 5th grade year at Carrollwood. It's an incredible community, and there's a special culture between students, teachers, and parents. We have been together since kindergarten, some even preschool. Each year, I lost friends to various charter schools in the county because they wanted a solution for middle school. All of us knew 5th grade was our last year together. We knew very few of us would stay together, and we would scatter all over the county. And my group of 10 friends, only one attends Walker with me. Here's how we ended up. 1 at Lutz Prep, 1 at Trinity, 1 at Rampello K-8, 1 at Lutz K-8, 2 at Ben Hill, 1 at Buchanan, 1 at Carrollwood Day, 1 at St. Lawrence, and 1 at Tampa Prep. These 10 friends all live within a mile from me. We're all busy with school, extracurricular activities, and family. The only person I see regularly is the one I carpool with to school. I went from seeing these friends every day to very rarely now. You see, I was 1 when we moved to the original Carrollwood neighborhood. These conversations and issues didn't pop up overnight. My parents knew then there was a middle school crisis. It's the question you're always asked. Where are you going to middle school? The reality of fractured community is on everyone's mind, and that is the hardest thing about going to middle school. Thank you for your time and consideration. We know you're doing this for the kids, so please act now and say yes to making Carrollwood a K-8. It's a win-win solution for the district. Finally, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I'm grateful for what you're doing for my education.
Thank you, and thank you for the Thanksgiving wishes. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that concludes our public comment. It's a great way to conclude our public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now I have the opportunity to celebrate your outgoing, which you have been a great chair. I'm going to read the resolution to you first. And whereas Mrs. Nadia Cone has completed her term as chair of the school board of Hillsborough County, Florida, and whereas Mrs. Cone's lifelong passion for teaching and education has been a positive and driving force for our students, staff, and community. And whereas Mrs. Cone's advocacy for early childhood education literacy led her to establish the Hillsborough County Public School Initiative of Learning Letters, a video series which helps our youngest learners with phonics and reading. And whereas Mrs. Cone made it a priority to celebrate and recognize the diversity in our district, she hosted a Hispanic Heritage Community celebration which brought many of our schools and students together to honor the Hispanic culture and shine a light on our schools. And whereas Mrs. Cone spent a great deal of time educating our community about the millage in hopes of paying our teachers and staff more, as well as better supporting art, music, physical education in our schools. Whereas Mrs. Cone is a valuable member of the Tampa Bay community. She is affiliated with the Glazer Children Museum, the Children Board, and the Juvenile Justice, among many others. Whereas Mrs. Cone used her leadership and communication skills to navigate the board through some very contentious and divisive discussions. And whereas Mrs. Combs, I'm always emotional when somebody leaves a position, especially a leadership position. Whereas students, staff, and our community honor Mrs. Combs for her deep and abiding concern for the education, equitable needs of students, and thank for always putting students forefront in your decision making. That's important. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the School Board of Hillsborough County, Florida, deems it fitting to properly publicly recognize the contributions of Nadia Combs, and to express its great appreciation to Mrs. Nadia Combs for her effort and work as a chair of the School Board of Hillsborough County 2021-2022. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution will be certified by the Superintendent of Schools of Hillsborough County, Florida, and be immediately presented to Mrs. Nadia Combs, adopted this 22nd day of November 2022. It's my pleasure to give you the resolution. Yeah, check it out so everybody can see it. That's the real resolution. And also, we have some more. It's not over now. Okay. Also, let me give you these beautiful roses from the school board itself, the members of the school. Beautiful roses. Thank you, everyone. They're really nice. Thank you. And also, we have a card for you. You can probably, you and your family can have a good time going out somewhere.
Okay. For Thanksgiving, right?
Yes. And we have from McKittrick a drawing. This is really, the kids drew this. Beautiful, really nice. And last but not least, your gavel. Nadia Combs, deserving the gavel.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And I get a chance to hug this outgoing person. You're welcome. You're well deserving of it. And I'll start off with the comments. First of all, I want to say, I want to truly thank you for your leadership, because you truly have been inspirational here, and it's a gift. I want to also thank you for being such a wonderful board chair. I think that's important. Working with you has been a pleasure. I am grateful to have said you were my boss. Yes, yes indeed. Yes indeed. But you know, great leaders work within their personality. And I've always said this, if you work outside your personality, it's fake, it's false, it's nutty. You have to work inside of your personality. And I want to truly say, Ms. Combs, you have worked inside of your personality. And no matter what has happened or said, you kept track, you kept the board focused. And I think that's very important. Also, last but not least, I want to quote Colin Powell, John Colin Powell. He said, there's no true secrets to success. He says hard work, dedication, and learning from your mistakes. And you truly have exemplified all that as our leader. Thank you. Board comments?
Member Gray?
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Member Washington, for the heartfelt messages. I truly understand the sacrifice we all do of commitment to public service. Member Combs, you are, and Jesuit says men for others, but you are a woman for all. You recognize the diversity of our district, the complications and challenges that face our society, our communities, plural. You also serve literally countywide. You go to the events, you go to classes, you teach, you're everywhere. And to me, a hardworking board member is so valuable. Oftentimes we don't have that as a human resource. You're not looking for higher positions. You're staying with this district. You're supporting the superintendent. You're supporting our teachers. You support our children. You are student-centered. This is a lot for one human being to have done in 1 year, but I look forward to spending many more years. Nadia Combs, you are one heck of a lady. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
All right, I think it's my turn. Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you for your leadership. I don't think people understand that when you step up for leadership, what happens is you put a big target on your back. And when you lead us, regardless of the decisions, you're the face of the decisions, and you get a lot of negative feedback and positive feedback for that. I think that your commitment to making sure that everyone who comes to speak for public comment is heard and not cutting time. I know that our teachers have really appreciated the opportunity to come here and speak freely, and that you've given them the space to do that as well as other people. So thank you for that and for your leadership. It's been very challenging. And I know above all that your passion for education shines through in everything that you do. And again, to Member Gray's point, you've made a point to be the face everywhere and go to everything. I know that's utterly exhausting sometimes to make sure as the chair you're everywhere, but I've really appreciated your leadership through another challenging year, and making sure that we get through the meetings in an orderly time and that everyone has a chance to speak, and you've always been very fair. So thank you for that and your leadership.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
SpaghettiOs.
no, it's been a pleasure working with you, and thank you for stepping up and being chair of our board. And it comes, there's a lot more that comes with being chair than just, running our board meetings, and you have really been a wonderful representative and ambassador for our school district out in the community. It's very, very clear that this is a passion for you, that children are a passion, and education is a passion for you as well. So thank you for your service, and similar sentiments from Ms. Vaughn and Ms. Gray. It's tough sometimes because you do get a lot of feedback, but as I have learned in scouting for so many years, feedback is a gift.
Yes.
It is a gift. So thank you for your service, and best wishes in all of your future endeavors.
Member Combs, it's been such a pleasure working with you during the last 2 years, and I really look forward to continuing our work together as I enter into my new term. And it certainly is always difficult, as Member Washington says, when there's change, and there's a lot of change on reorganization days. It's also healthy and invigorating and re-energizes us as a board. So, but I know how difficult watching so many of my colleagues now serve as chair, how challenging the position is, not just during a meeting, but all the days in between. And you've done it with such grace and integrity. So I certainly thank you, and look forward to our continued work together.
Thank you, Board Member Combs, for your leadership. You were elected, and then the very next year you became chair, and board work is not easy, let alone being chair. But you work along with our teachers, for the good of this district, but also where your passion is where that's always our students. And you can see it through the work that you do. But, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for what you do for our schools and Hillsborough County. Thank you.
Thank you. And honestly, sometimes it's,
You're not going to get out that easy. I don't have a PowerPoint today with 32 slides and those kind of things, but through the chair and through the vice chair, thank you so very much. And the board said it so gracefully about your ability to continue to lead in there's hardships in being a school board member, but also being able to take on the leadership roles of a chair to be able to navigate this board and also assist administration be able to catch momentum. And we've done that over the last 3 years. And this board has made some very hard decisions, but at the same token, all the decisions have rise at the most important respect for our children and also protecting the working conditions of our adults. And we appreciate you taking on this role, leading us through some very difficult times. As a superintendent, I appreciate your partnership, the ability to listen, learn, and grow, and to be able to become a better leader to help the school district do some special things for children. And also, you did bring equity and voice, which is so important. So hats off to you. Look forward to continuing our partnership, and thank for this board for rallying behind Ms. Combs and leading the way of the last year.
Thank you, Superintendent, and thank you, board members. And I have to say, it's almost uncomfortable for me to hear those kind of compliments. Just, I really am very humbled. I'm really honored to have been able to serve. I really feel so fortunate, and I've said many times, for me, this is the only way I ever want to be in politics, because I think at the center of everything is education. I'm not interested in future and other positions. I think at the end of the day, it's all about students. And I think now more than ever, when I look around and I see our students really struggling, not academically, but social, and I see all the things that are happening in our community, I feel like let's be the community that doesn't listen to all the outside, and let's just keep focusing on why we're here. And that's to really make sure that our students are okay, make sure all the faculty, the staff, and that we continue to provide them the strength and the support that they need. And Superintendent Davis, thank you for how hard you work, and thank you all board members. I hope that through being the board this year, that I've made sure that we collaborate together, that your voices are heard, that I've improved the way of work, and just know that I'm here no matter what to work very hard, because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's really about students. And so thank you all so much for everything, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm now asking Member Hahn and Member Perez to step down from the dais as you begin your oath of office for the ceremony. Thank you. I will now ask our judges and newly elected and re-elected board members to come forward for the oath of office in the order that I call you. First, the Honorable Judge Tibbles will administer the oath to Stacy Hahn, District 2.
Oh, okay.
Ms. Hahn, please place your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Stacy Hahn,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
as a member of the school board
as a member of the school board
of Hillsborough County,
of Hillsborough County,
on which I am now about to enter.
on which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. The Honorable Judge Tibbles will administer oath to Patty Rendon, District 4.
Ready?
Yes.
All right.
Are you sure?
You can't pull out at this point.
I know.
I state your name.
I, Patty Rendon,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and government
and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida.
and of the state of Florida.
That I am duly qualified
That I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state.
and of the Constitution of the state,
And that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
as a member
as a member
of the school board of Hillsborough County,
of the school board of Hillsborough County,
on which I am
of which I am
now about to enter.
now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Next is the Honorable Judge Green will administer the oath to Karen Perez, District 6.
My family is going to come up with me. Come.
They're all coming.
Yes. These are the children I'm always talking about during board meetings.
Get everybody in place.
And my son and my grandson, Aiden, will be holding the Bible for me.
Awesome.
Okay.
You ready? All right, put your hand on the Bible. I state your name.
I, Karen Perez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of school board member of Hillsborough County,
of school board member of Hillsborough County,
on which I am now
on which I am now
about to enter.
about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Tibbles and Judge Green. Thank you very much. At this time, newly elected and re-elected board members will have an opportunity to make remarks, comments. Member Perez, we'll begin with you.
Thank you. As I do with everything first, I want to acknowledge and thank my grand creator. For if not for him, I would not be where I am today. I thank him for the path that he has led me on and through, that has allowed me to be here in a world of leadership. And I thank my family. As I serve, I know and deeply respect them for allowing me to have this commitment to serve my community. Each and every one of my family members provide also their commitment to support the service. I also want to thank them for supporting me in this grand work as a countywide elected official. I also want to express with great humbleness a heartfelt thanks to the constituents of Hillsborough County in my support through my re-election, for believing in me and in my being able to continue to represent countywide the voice of Hillsborough County, but also a constituency that now represents 68% of our student base here, the Latino Hispanic community. For me to bring a voice of mental health awareness to this dais, our schools, ensuring that our students receive the supports, wraparound services, and community referrals that they and their families need and require in order to ensure road to success towards their future. There is a quote that I live by: pride is concerned with who is right, humility is concerned with what is right. A quote by Ezra Benson. You know, when I was growing up, it was something that my family taught me. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. Growing up, my family instilled in me that doing the right thing is always in fashion, and wearing that as the fabric of your life would never go out of style. The same rule I also taught my children. If you allow me for a moment, I'm going to talk to you about the 7-year-old me. When I was 7, we used to, believe it or not, go home for lunch in New York City. On my way back one day from walking home, back to school from going home, I found a purse. At 7 years old, most children would have opened the purse to review its contents. But what my family taught me was the first thing you do is the right thing. I came upon a police officer and I simply handed him the purse and actually ran off to school thinking that I was going to get in trouble for being late. But what took place was that the police officer ended up coming to my class along with the principal and an elderly woman. The principal called me out of class and I was extremely nervous. I thought that I had done something wrong. Come to find out that this elderly woman lost her purse with a total of $6,000 in it, which back in the early 70s, kind of telling on my age there, was a lot of money. I share this story with you today because that story stays in the front of my mind, that even as a 7-year-old, now the grown-up me, doing the right thing has always been and always will be what I will always do, not looking to see what I get out of it, the contents of, or if it's in fashion, because doing the right thing never goes out of fashion. You never know whose life you just might affect, change, or help by doing the right thing. John Wooden said it best: the true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. I realized today that at 7 years old, my true character had already been set, never realizing that the path for me towards leadership was in my future. I also want to take a moment to say that my heart goes out to the victims and their families in the wake of the 703rd mass shooting to take place so far in the United States. On a daily, I remind myself as a leader to continue to bring compassion, understanding, and education on tolerance to this table. And as a leader, I must be the change to show that hate has no place, either in our schools, in our language, or in our country. Thank you for honoring me to continue to bring compassion, listening, and doing what's right for students, teachers, and staff here in Hillsborough County. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Perez, and congratulations. Member Hahn?
Thank you, Member Combs. Member Perez, congratulations, and thank you for sharing that beautiful story. I just think to myself, for such a time as this. So, thank you. I greatly appreciate the opportunity this morning for to be able to say thanks and give my gratitude. First, I would like to thank Judge Tibbles. I know he's gone now, but just in case he's watching, on his way home, I want to thank him for administering my oath of office today, and I want to wish him and his family a happy Thanksgiving. I'd like to express my heartfelt thanks to the voters of District 2 for electing me with overwhelming support for another 4-year term to the school board. I'm honored that you've continued to place your faith in me, and I promise to uphold this office over the next 4 years with the respect and integrity you all deserve. I could not continue in this role without the love and support of my family, who's here today. I especially want to thank my husband, Jeff, and my children, Ethan, Jackson, and Aiden. You all sacrifice so much for me to do this job, so I love you all very much. I want to thank my extended family, who's also here today, for their unwavering love and support. I am so blessed, and I hope to continue to work hard and make you all very proud. I especially want to thank my dear friend, Arlene DiBenigno. I thank God for you, Arlene, each and every day, for your guidance and your support, your friendship, which not only carried me through 2 campaigns, but also all the days that have followed and will continue to follow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This day would not be possible without the generosity of my friends and supporters throughout our community and our state who believed in me and recognized my lifelong commitment to improving public education. Your unwavering support over the last 4 years and moving forward means the world to me. Thank you so much. Although the last 4 years have been incredibly rewarding, there have been some unique challenges as well. And they have caused me to pray more and lean into my faith and into God. So I want to end my remarks today by thanking God, whose love and words and wisdom inspire and direct me in all I do each and every day. But for the grace of God, I would not have achieved anything in my life. And I'm beyond blessed that my life has been given enormous purpose through the work that I've done as an educator during the last 30 years. And I am so honored to continue to serve in this capacity and in ways that will empower the next generation. Thank you, everyone, and have a very blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Member Hahn, and congratulations to you. And finally, to our newly elected school board member, Patty Rendon.
Thank you so much. I often say after being elected that it was a very humbling experience. I think when you put yourself out there over time and say what you believe and stand up for those that you believe in, it can be a very humbling experience for someone to say you've done it and you've done it well. So I'm very graciously acceptance of this honor to sit on this board. I am very humbled that God has given me such a gift of a voice to be an advocate for those that have not been able to advocate for themselves. So I want to thank my husband, Joe, and my 3 daughters, Abby, Emily, and Ellie, for whom I get up every morning and advocate not only for my family, but for every family in this room. And so, again, I just say it has been a very humbling experience to put yourself out there and say, I will serve because I was asked. And doing that, I think, takes grace. It takes dedication. And it takes giving of yourself like you've never known before. So I'm honored to sit on this board and to represent every student in Hillsborough County, every parent in Hillsborough County, every teacher and every administrator, and be able to be a voice when they are not sitting in this seat. So thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. And I know we have such a strong board, and I think we're going to have a wonderful year ahead. Superintendent Davis, I will now turn over the meeting to you for the purpose of electing a new chair and vice chair. Mr. Porter will first explain the process for the election of the chair and vice chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Board members, Florida law requires that this board elect a chair every year, and you also have the opportunity to elect a vice chair, which you choose to do. Here are sort of the ground rules for the election process. All 7 of you are eligible to serve as chair. You all are eligible to nominate anyone on the board, including yourself. Nominations do not require a second, so anyone can nominate anyone. You can nominate yourself. The superintendent under Florida law runs the elections. If only one person is nominated, you will vote, and that person will be chair. If more than one person is nominated, you will vote by ballot with your name on it. At the end of each round of voting, the superintendent will announce the results and who voted for whom. So that and they are public record. After the chair is selected, you will move on to vice chair. To be elected chair, you need to receive 4 votes. So the voting would continue if there's more than 2 people nominated until 4 votes are achieved. So at this point, I'll turn it over to the superintendent. If you want to be recognized, simply raise your hand and the superintendent will recognize you for the nominations. Mr. Superintendent?
Through the chair, thank you so very much, Mr. Porter. Really appreciate it. Please note that nominations do not need to be seconded. To be recognized, we ask you to raise your hand for the nominations. At this time, I will open the nominations for chair. Mr. Washington has nominated Mrs. Combs. Are there any other nominations? Mrs. Vaughn?
I nominate Karen Perez.
Mrs. Perez has been nominated. Are there any other nominations at this time? The nominations have now been closed. Communications will, due to the fact that we have 2 individuals that have been nominated, communications will pass out ballots to each of the board members. Each board member must receive 4 votes in an effort to win and be identified as the next chair. Please write your choice for chair on the ballot provided to you. For the record, each ballot will be read with your individual selection. Bless you. At this time, we have a new chair. The new chair has been identified as Mrs. Nadia Combs. The votes for Mrs. Nadia Combs, the first vote is Patty Rendon, not in any order, just order of the ballot. Voted by Mr. Henry Shake Washington, voted by Nadia Combs, and voted by Lynn Gray. Votes for Mrs. Karen Perez is Mrs. Karen Perez, Dr. Stacy Hahn for Karen Perez, and Jessica Vaughn for Karen Perez. 4 votes goes to the chair, Nadia Combs.
Now,
Okay. I didn't hear that.
So now the nominations will be open for vice chair. Same process.
At this time, we now open the floor for nominations for vice chair. Any nominations for vice chair? Mrs. Gray?
Shake Washington.
And I also saw Mrs. Vaughn. Member Perez. Mrs. Perez?
Jessica Vaughn.
Jessica Vaughn. Are there any other nominations? At this time, nominations are closed. We do have 3 individuals that have identified or nominated for the vice chair. We have Shake Washington, Karen Perez, and Jessica Vaughn. Once again, communications will distribute the ballot. A member must receive 4 votes in an effort to win. Vice chair will ask you to write your name on the ballot. We will collect those, and we'll ask Mr. Porter to transition and provide any additional information.
Because 3 of you have been nominated for vice chair, the voting will continue until one person gets at least 4 votes.
Ma'am. Okay, the votes have been tallied. The new vice chair is Mr. Shake Washington. I will read the votes, not in any particular order, just the ways those have been collected. Voted by Patty Rendon, Shake Washington. Voted by Nadia Combs, Shake Washington. Voted by Lynn Gray, Shake Washington. Voted by Shake Washington, Mr. Shake Washington. Voted by Jessica Vaughn, Mrs. Karen Perez. Voted by Dr. Stacy Hahn, Mrs. Karen Perez. Also, we have 1 vote by Karen Perez for Jessica Vaughn. Okay.
We will now call for recess. Thank you, everyone. And thank you all the families and friends who are here today. Thank you. We'll call for a recess. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reconvene the meeting. I'm going to authorize annual meeting of Hillsborough County School Board Leasing Corporation for certificates of participation programs. Superintendent Davis will highlight and walk us through this item.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We'll now introduce Mr. Patel, our bond counsel, who works for Neighbors, Giblin, and Nickerson. Mr. Patel will address the board, explain why the Hillsborough County School Board Leasing Corporation is required to meet yearly to appoint new officers.
Good morning, members of the board, Superintendent Davis, Ritesh Patel with Neighbors, Giblin, and Nickerson, your bond counsel. Today we're going to do the reorganization meeting of the school board, Hillsborough School Board Leasing Corporation, which is required under the bylaws of the corporation to happen on the same day as the school board's reorganization meeting. You're going to undertake three actions today. And the first would be to appoint the members of the school board as members of the board of directors of the leasing corporation. And I think a motion and a second would be required for that.
I need a motion and a second. I have a motion by Member Gray and I have a second by Member Washington. Is there any discussion? Please vote when your lights appear.
Great. The next action would be to appoint the chair, Mrs. Combs, as chair of the school board, as chair of the leasing corporation, or chair of the board of directors of the leasing corporation and president of the leasing corporation, and also the vice chair, Mr. Washington, of the school board as vice chair of the board of directors and vice president of the leasing corporation. And Mr. Davis continue on as secretary of the leasing corporation.
I have a motion. I need a motion and a second. I have a motion by Member Washington, and I have a second by Member Gray. Is there any discussion? Please vote when your lights appear. And it passes unanimously. I will now adjourn the School Board Leasing Corporation meeting and reconvene. We will reconvene the school board meeting, although there won't be a meeting here today. Okay, I will now, I will call this meeting to closure. Any questions or comment? Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.